One family, one people, one planet, one love. One family, one people, one planet, one love. One family.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to SoulCall Sunday. We are live in the park. This is like a reverse angle kind of mirror image thing. I can't tell where I'm standing, but I know I am in Columbus, Ohio. We are at the Upper Arlington Park, the North Thompson Shelter. So if you are in the vicinity, join us. Come on by. It's Community Day. It is our way of saying thank you for being in community with us and for being the supportive, vibrant, loving force for good. Creating a conscious global community is what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about pausing to reflect on what that means for each of us as individuals as we co-create the consciousness together of a global force for good. So today it's at noon. It's a very, very exciting day because our very own Natalie Zuckerman is in the house. Everybody. Yeah. And so from 12 till we run out of songs, we're going to play a concert. It's a Community Appreciation Day concert. So it's free. It's a donation-based. Donate if you'd like, and if you can't, please come and let us nourish you and take that goodness. Your way of donating would be taking that presence back into your community, your little sphere of, or big sphere of influence as you show up as the light that you are. So this is our day of giving back, and we couldn't have picked a more gorgeous day, yeah? It's absolutely stunning here. The shelter's awesome. If you're coming down, be sure to bring your mask, because when we're inside the shelter area, it's a mask mandate handed down by the city. So feel safe to be here and enjoy fellowship with our friends today. So this morning, just sliding in, safe at the plate, we're going to start as we always do. And if you're in the house, you can stand up and join and give yourself some room. But Sifu Helen Yi is here with us this morning, and she's going to offer our Qigong practice to help us get centered and grounded, pulling in that Qi and the vitality into our beings. I'd like for you to come here so people can see you. See you, Sifu. See you.
All right. That's how it works.
Yeah.
All right.
You are live, going to the world right now.
Oh, wow. No pressure. No pressure. All right. So, everybody just stand, shoulder width apart with your feet, placing your hands on your abdominal area, and just feeling grounded and centered, feeling the awareness of your presence here. Bringing your thoughts here, not on what might be for lunch, but just really feeling appreciation. Bring in those thoughts that make you feel grateful, to raising your vibration to higher frequencies. And then abdominal breathing, so breathing deeply in, feeling the belly expand. And exhale, allowing it, softening your breath, softening your eyes. And from here, go ahead and float your arms up, bringing in all the heavenly Qi, gathering it in, focusing into the byway, which is also the crown chakra. And feeling the Lao Gong points on the palms of your hands, concentrating it into the byway, into the central meridian channel of your body. You're going to go ahead and guide the Qi down, bringing in all the wonderful nourishment of Qi, pushing out any stagnation, any impurities, and any blockages. Feeling that white, beautiful light, healing, and nourishment of vitality coming into the cells, the organs, and all the systems of your body. Washing in, cleansing, nourishing. Don't forget to breathe. And when you get down, let's do it again. Bringing it up. Feeling this showering of golden light Qi Coming into the byway, guiding it down into the central meridian channel, nourishing all the chi points, the organs, bringing in gratitude, feeling the balancing and harmony, your hormones and your cells. Now giving appreciation to all of us and to the universe. Thank you.
Thank you. Thing doesn't blow away. Wow. Thank you, Helen. So I think now we're going to do a. Oh, hello. Hope you like my clothes. Hope you like my top. So now we're going to bring up Natalie Zuckerman, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to try to get into the same frame with you. Oh, you need that?
Oh,
So that
no.
one doesn't blow it off
That's smart.
of the. Yeah. There is a beautiful breeze coming through the park this morning. And just as beautifully as we opened up to allowing that chi to come into our beings, another way of imagining that flow of light could be that flow of love. And so this is, just allow yourself to meditate and absorb into yourselves. Fill me with your love. Fill me with your love. Fill me with your love. Fill me to overflow with your love. Fill me 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 to overflowing with your love. Overflowing, overflowing. Fill me to overflowing with your love. Fill me with your love. Fill me with your love. Fill me to overflowing with your love. Fill me 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 to overflowing with your love. Overflowing, overflowing. Fill me to overflowing with your love. Fill me to overflowing with your love. Fill me to overflowing with your love. Thank you. There's more where that came from at noon. But fill me to overflowing. Just allowing for that grace to fill in some places. This morning's talk is called Pause. And we were going to do a dog day in the park and call it PAWS, pause. But no matter how you say it, it's that joy we can experience when we can rest in the pause. Like at the end of that song when we sang, fill me to overflowing, it gives the infinite opportunity to fill us. with your love. When we're still vessels of these cells and joy and the circuitry of our consciousness, beyond our mind, before the mind comes the consciousness. I was talking with a friend the other day, and we were talking about the vagus nerve being the longest nerve in the body. So that's the one you don't want anybody to get on, because that'll really upset you. If you got the vagus, somebody's on my vagus nerve right now. It's not like, but it's kind of like the saying, like what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, because it kind of does. And we're going to be doing a workshop on the polyvagal release of the stuff that gets stuck in our cells, and how it's this memory mechanism that we can let go of. And it takes a pause in the activity to be able to go inside and see what's going on, right? Where we're storing all of this stuff. Is it in the heart? Is it in our gut? Is it in our legs? Is it wherever it is that we're storing something that just might not be serving our highest good at this point? Accumulating things that we don't need any longer. How many of you have moved recently, or maybe within the last 10 years? You know how when you go down into those boxes and you start opening boxes and you say, oh my God. Some people, there are two different theories on the pause to go through the things. Either I'll pause now and go through it and get rid of the things I don't need, or I'll just bring it to the next house and I'll go through it once I get there. I don't know very many people that actually happens. I would be the case in point. I remember when I moved to California from Pittsburgh, I'm a sentimental kind of person. So it was hard for me to get rid of anything. It was like, oh, this is the little pin my third grade friend gave me the day that I had boxes of all the love anyone had ever given me. I had in little areas. And so I ended up renting a storage space, not quite this big, but it was pretty big. It was like, my whole apartment was almost in there until I got into my other space. So I didn't really have anything going once I first moved out there. And so for the first 3 months, maybe the first month and a half, I would go to the storage space, throw open the door, and I would sit there with a shredder and just look through the boxes and really carefully consider. I'm taking a pause to consider, what do I want to bring forth? What really matters as it materializes in such a way that I'm going to need this? Think about that for a second. What do we really need besides each other, beside community? It's the things we get to do and the places we get to do them, and the result of which, those experiences are things we carry in ourselves to forever be remembered. If we're fully present in the moment, we take it all in. I'm also a person who, I love that people love to take photographs, and some people are really great at it. But when I'm at a place, I don't think to take out a camera and take a photo of what I'm doing. I kind of absorb it all. And then later, while I'm falling asleep, I recount the day. And it's kind of like then when I fall asleep, it kind of gets categorized someplace. But I have the memory of it in my cells. So for any time I see a photo of Istanbul, for example, when we went on tour in Turkey, it comes right back to the surface of my cells, and I can feel like I'm walking down the street. Can you relate? Yeah. So it's this pause to consider, how present am I being with what is in my experience and with whom I am experiencing with right now. So today, putting the pause in the practice of community so that we can really engage in a meaningful way. And this is our way, Natalia and Christy and the board and everybody just wants to say thank you for the ways that you created this conscious global community, not just here in Columbus, but wherever you happen to be joining us from around the world. And it takes each one of us to take that pause, to consider what our soul's calling is in this moment. We might have a general look of how we want to be in the world, but how does it show up in this moment? And how can I be consistently crafting, step by step, for us it would be note by note, thought by thought, carefully crafting the person I want to show up as in the world consistently, no matter what else is going around me. And it's a practice, isn't it? Yeah, depending on, so there's another thing. I'm going to be doing I'm part of an international conference next week on spiritual intelligence. And we're going to be talking about this very thing. And spiritual intelligence, by definition, is the capacity to act spiritually in a super high functioning way, no matter what else. I'm abbreviating. What else is going in your life? You always show up as kind, compassionate, considerate, no matter what else. I don't know about you, but I'm working on that one all the time. But what I recognize is the more I put myself on pause in meditation, like those of you who join us for yoga in the morning, not this morning, but meditation, and not last week, but tomorrow we'll get back into meditation. The more I'm able to pull forth from within me that way of navigating. My navigation system is the soul's wisdom. Now, what happens in the world is like pulling all of the stimulation we get from the world. I want you to consider something for a minute, and it's not it's only meant as something we probably thought of, but consider it more often of the way we quantify a quality. So I think sometimes the world will show us what we need to have or where we need to be. But it's good to be at choice with where we need to be, and it's not impulsive so much anymore. But like when we try to monetize our joy, it gets tricky, doesn't it? Because we're getting constantly pulled in so many different directions. Like right now, and we talked about attention span a couple weeks ago, and right now the average attention span of an adult is less than 8 seconds. So that means that when we're being on social media, which we are right now, and I'm grateful. Hi, everybody. There are things trying to get our attention, and if it comes in within an 8-second span, you're going to get diverted to something else, or something can hold our attention. So meditation helps us to stretch that and not become so impulsive that we get caught up in purchasing things that are going to end up in a box you might be going on pause to throw away in 10 years or so. Like, what do we really need? And this brings us back to, we need each other. That Howard Thurman quote is always one of our favorites, is don't ask what the world needs. Remember how I talked about this? I need a new chain. Anybody wants to buy me one? You can go online, I'm sure. Don't ask what the world needs. Ask what makes us come alive. That's what makes you come alive. Because what the world needs is more people who have come alive, right? So that's what SoulCall Global is all about. And creating this confluence of cultures, of creativity, of passions, of joys, of intensity. This is how we do it. And it doesn't have to be just here in Columbus. We've got pods happening in other cities. And now, Reverend Christy is out she's over in Europe right now. She's in Italy. She'll be doing the talk next week from her little village in Umbertite, excuse me. It's just gorgeous. So creating a conscious global community, it sounds daunting when you think of, oh my God, how are you going to do that? We do it one soul who has come fully alive at a time. And each one of us is just as important as the other one. So there is no other. That's the whole point. Like when we start feeling it from the inside out, we recognize, do you ever just meet somebody and just say, I just click with that person? Yeah. We just recognized each other. There's a soul recognition. It's like, each other. There's a saying in the Bhagavad Gita, he, referring to infinite, but she knows whom you let know. She knows whom you let know. Thou art my life, thou art my love, thou art the sweetness which I do seek. That sweetness we seek in our lives comes from the soul. It's that nectar, that divine honey in the hive of our consciousness in our hearts. And that's what we share. We cross-pollinate with each other as these honeybees of love, Erika would say. The honeybees are here. So each one of us is called to just do the thing that makes us come alive. I know this morning in setting up, each one of you took a little piece of bringing something and setting it up, the honeybees. And each part mattered to the whole. So if you're ever feeling like you don't matter to the whole anymore, get in touch with Jean, our prayer leader, who's back there in the green. Jean, back there in the green. And that's the heart color, isn't it? Yeah, let us pray with you, for you. Send in requests for those kinds of things, because you're not alone. even though proximity would have it that way sometimes. Like we're sitting here in masks again, but we are here to take care of each other. But we can only take care of each other once we take care of self. And so nourishing self. An interesting thing for those of you who are here, if you turned around, you could see our friend Paul and our beautiful young member Drake, who's I think 10 years old. They came over to my house, and for one reason or another, there were tree shoots growing in the gutters that were like that high. And just from one section of the gutters. How many of you remember we were talking about in September doing a green and environment, planting trees? Yeah, we talked about this in the Soul Squad calls. None of us knew how that was going to happen. And then a bunch of other things happened, and we thought, well, maybe we'll put it towards the spring. And the next thing you know, Drake offers to come and he's planting trees. I'm talking with Paul, and I said, come to my house. I've got tree starts in my gutters. He got, out of one little section, 130 trees. So if you're in the area of Columbus, and Upper Arlington is not too far away from you, come to the North Thompson Shelter where Drake is making these tree starts available. So SoulCall is our green initiative for September, which was our goal, is to plant trees. So I think they're 50 cents or maybe $2, but it's a really healthy tree. I grew them myself from a garden. Some people have raised beds. I have raised gutters. It's all good. So take some trees home, and we're all going to plant trees to help tell the earth how much we love and appreciate it. And the earth will grow pretty much whatever you put in it. Our minds are like that too. Our minds are like that too. And so let's just carefully consider, as Drake was just gingerly taking them out of the gutters and separating them. I walked over to him at one point and I said, do you want something sharp to cut through those so you could? No. He said, no. I'll take them apart. I don't want to hurt the roots. I'm like, oh yeah, of course. Don't hurt your roots, and let's not hurt the roots of others in our opportunity to grow, because just as beautifully as he gently untangled them, they grew together to sustain each other, to be able to grow. And it should have been an impossible situation, but it wasn't. Conditions were right. If we can grow trees in the gutters of a house, think what we can grow in the beauty of our brains and our consciousness. When we grow together like that, these seeds of consciousness, these seeds of love, these little helicopter seeds that flew into the gutter, even from the gutter, we can grow beautiful things. So if you feel like your life is challenging right now, or something is intense for you, beautiful trees, reach for the heavens and look around you to see where you could find support in the lowliest place. And know that it's there. And together, we can help each other climb the ladder of consciousness out beyond the cosmos and co-create a conscious global community. So we love you, and we thank you for being with us today. At noon, we're not going to be live streaming the concert, but we are here in the park. If you are available, come and join Natalie Zuckerman and me and these beautiful people. We're going to bring your own lunch. We have charcoal for a grill, but you have to bring your own stuff for the grill. We've got chips and cookies. Candy brought some cookies, and we thank you for that. And condiments for whatever you might throw on the grill. And you don't have to share if you don't want to, but we are wearing masks in the vicinity so you can be sure that you're safe. And it's a mandate from the park. So it's required to be inside, except when you're talking on a live stream. And once again, prayers, if you're in need of prayer, if you feel like you're a start coming up out of a really challenging place, prayers at soulcallglobal.org. And our prayer team has partnered with our other team, the healing team, which Candy is leading. And we've been sending Reiki and getting beautiful results as people are opening to the help that is available. Opening to the help that is available. Sometimes it's that opening, letting that love flow into us. Sometimes asking for help is the hardest thing, but it's that first step we can make towards being your vital part of a conscious global community. So we take turns being the strong ones for each other, don't we? I think so. And then we just be ourselves. We don't have to do much. You know, you might notice we recently changed our Soul Squad logo, and we took the cape off of it. because sometimes we recognize that it implies that you got to be some kind of superhero to, sometimes just getting out of bed and taking a step is being a superhero in your own life. So it's not these great, big, fantastic things we do, which we all do, and many of us do. It's those little things that we do. And we're going to keep the capes here and there. But for our logo, we just decided, just allow your soul step by step to emerge, to emerge, to emerge. And then those larger spheres of influence will just keep, I don't know, pinballing, bouncing off of each other, right? It's like pingy. It's my favorite word. So, and we thank you for your donations. We are kicking up the donation ask again, because as we move into autumn, we're going to be doing our, not just SoulCall Santa, but we're going to be helping people who are in need get through the start of the new year in school. And also, we're going to be doing a spaghetti dinner. More information about that coming up on October 17th. It'll be in the newsletter. So for those of you who are watching us live now, and for those of you who are watching a little bit later, we say, please go to our website, soulcallglobal.org, and sign up for the newsletter. It's got all the information you'll need to know about the amazing events coming up into autumn. Classes, a very, very special September 26th, Sunday, from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to be joined with Sheikh Kabir Helminski and Sheikha Camille Helminski. It's rare that both of them, if you're from Pittsburgh, we say Debodians, that we get the both of them together. But we're going to have both of them, and they're going to do something called a zikr, Z-I-K-R, which is the Sufi dance of remembrance. And we're going to talk about Rumi. If you had any question about Rumi, this is the workshop. It's a free workshop, and it's going to kick off a 6-week class that I'll be teaching, and Kabir will be joining me using the book called The Living Presence. So you're going to want to check that out. Mark off your calendars. It's something. It's a very special day, Sunday the 26th. And then starting the Tuesdays in October, Kara Armstrong is back with a poetry class. She's going to offer a 30-minute introduction, a free introduction, and then you'll be able to get the entire class for $99, or you can choose which of the 4 sessions you'd like to join for $30. So you can mix and match. We're just doing some different things to get more people the opportunity to partake of these wisdom classes we've got coming up. So that's coming. Reverend Christie's writing class is coming back up again too. Writing is a Path to Awakening. That's starting in November. More information on the website. And what else, Natalia? It's so fun to just look in the back of what else? She's sitting back there on the counter. I got it all. Get to thank you. All right. So on the count of 3, we want everybody to remember, come join us at noon if you can for the concert. And no matter where you are on the planet and what is going on with your life, remember there's no SoulCall Rewind at 11 o'clock today, because I'm in the park. And remember, what do the pins say? Ready? You are love. Peace and blessings.
One family, one people, one planet, one love.